Where and how do I start learning German? That's probably a question that a lot of you are asking yourselves, especially the ones that may never have learned a foreign language in their life. Well, whenever you learn a new skill in life, whether it's martial arts or any kind of sport or a language, you need a structured approach. And you need a teacher or a team of instructors that will help you learn the language. You can learn German together with a teacher. You can learn German with a self-study program. And you can also combine the two, learn with a teacher and have a self-study program. A lot of questions will pop up in your head. How do I pronounce German words? How do I use the grammar? How do I structure a sentence? How do I use tenses? How many tenses are there? How do I ask questions? How do I have a full conversation? How do I learn German words? Today, I will tell you a little bit about the program that we have developed and how it may help you learn German or French or English. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself first. So I learned English when I was 9 years old. I lived in the United States with my sister and my parents for 3 years in Michigan. And that is where I learned English. And you can probably tell that I don't have much of a German accent. It's because I learned it at a very early age. When I was about 12 years old, I learned French in school, and I learned it for over 10 years. So I'm really good at the French grammar, but I had never really learned the French accent perfectly. I was very close. I lived in France for a year, and at some point, I think at the end of that year, people were saying, "Oh, we can hardly tell that you're German." So I was really, really close at losing my German accent. And then I learned Spanish in my 20s. I learned it at school for a few years, and then I went to Argentina. I lived there for 3 years. And I was really good, or I'm still really good at speaking Spanish and having a conversation in Spanish, but I never lost the accent. I think my accent is okay, I would say. People can understand me perfectly well. I can roll the R the way you're supposed to, but I never really lost the accent. But, learning a language and speaking a language is not about speaking it perfectly and speaking it without any accent. That's not the point. Most of us start learning a language when we're adults, or a lot of us do. And it's okay if you have an accent when you speak a language. It's not a problem. You can still communicate. And I would say it's an achievement if you can speak a language, even if you have an accent. Obviously, when you speak a language and people hear that you're not a native person, you will always be treated slightly differently, but you just have to learn to live with that, because the people that judge you for that, they're probably the ones that don't speak a foreign language and that don't have the courage to go to a foreign country and speak a language that's not their native language. Anyway, I also learned Portuguese. I dated a Brazilian guy for a few years, and I wanted to talk to his family, and so I learned Brazilian Portuguese. Yeah, so those are the languages I speak: German, English, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. I tried learning some Russian, but I don't know, lingoni is so much work. I just couldn't keep going. One day, when we offer Russian as a learning language, I will learn it for sure. So anyway, how can we help you get started learning German? Well, first of all, most of you don't want to buy a program that you haven't tried first. So the first thing you could do is sign up for our free trial. You can go to lingoni.com and sign up for the trial, or go to app.lingoni.com/trial, and you can sign up there. We have a trial for English, French, and for German. And within the trial, you have 3 free lessons, 3 vocab trainings that are for free, and 1 podcast. And you can also take a look at our curriculum. You can click on Overview, and then you can see the entire curriculum for A1, A2, B1, and B2. We have 4 sections in the app. We have lessons, which are very much focused on grammar, the German structure, phrases that you can use, useful phrases, useful vocabulary, etc. We have a vocab session, which focuses only on words and how they're used in a context and in a sentence. We have podcasts, which focuses on listening comprehension. And you also have the text that you can read along, and you can fill in the blanks, and you have exercises. And we also have a pronunciation tool. And that pronunciation tool helps you practice pronouncing German words and sentences. You can listen to how a native speaker pronounces a word or a phrase, and then you can record your own voice and compare it to that of a native speaker. So these are our 4 sections. We have hundreds of worksheets. You can download them or print them and you can work on them on your own. And we have an answer key at the end, and you can compare your answers with our answer key, or you can work on them with a teacher, and the teacher can correct you. We also have quizzes that you can find in the app. Each learning unit comes with a quiz. And if you get 60% right, then you can mark that lesson as complete. You can submit it and move on to the next one. Why don't you give it a try? We have poured all of our passion and our hearts into this application, and we're really excited to help you learn German and get started. If you have any questions, you can use the comment section, or you can send us an email to info@lingoni.com. And you can also find a lot of information on lingoni.com. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon. Tschüss.